Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're doing something really cool. We are breaking down a fascinating case study, the story of a young guy named Leo. And while his story is actually a really fantastic tool if you're trying to improve your English fluency, the business and life mechanics embedded in it, they're incredibly practical for absolutely anyone. We're going to deconstruct Leo's journey step by step today, really trying to understand the tangible nuts and bolts mechanics of overcoming adversity.
Okay, let's dive right into the central question. What is the true cost of success? Well, meet Leo. He's a 20-year-old living in a quiet mountain town. He has absolutely zero capital, but he has these massive, massive dreams of becoming a successful entrepreneur. And his driving force? It's his financially struggling family. We're talking about his father, Mark, who's a mechanic, his mother, Claire, and his 10-year-old sister, Sophie. He desperately wants to give them a better life, but right now, they barely have enough just to survive. So you have to ask yourself, where do we even start when you literally have nothing?
Well, that brings us directly to trial one, the barrier to entry. So Leo noticed a pretty clear market inefficiency in his town. People really wanted fresh bread, but they had to travel super far away to a bakery just to get it. He wanted to sell locally to save people that trip, but he had a massive barrier, right? Absolutely zero capital. And this is exactly where his father gave him a really pivotal piece of advice. He said, dreams are not free. If you want something, you have to fight for it. And honestly, this shifted Leo's entire perspective. It gave him the courage to take a massive risk. He literally walked miles to approach the notoriously grumpy local bakery owner, Mr. Anderson, and pitched a highly risky proposition for a young guy with absolutely zero track record. So how exactly did Leo structure this first business model? Let's break it down. First, he asked to secure 1 week of bread entirely uncredited. And Mr. Anderson, who was surprisingly impressed by his firm determination, actually agreed. Second, sell locally. Leo set up a little stand near a local park and used a classic marketing tactic. He handed out free samples to hesitant customers just to prove the quality. And third, repay the principal and keep the profit. Through sheer energy and just raw determination, he sold out his entire stock, paid Mr. Anderson back that very same evening, and most importantly, earned his trust. But you know how it goes. Early success always brings new challenges. Let's move to trial 2, the skill gap. So a customer actually pointed out that if Leo baked his own bread instead of just reselling it, he'd capture a much, much higher profit margin, which is a great idea. But there was a catch. Leo had never baked anything in his entire life. To acquire this new skill, he had to face a pretty grueling new reality, 3 a.m. He managed to convince Mr. Anderson to teach him by promising to support the older man's bakery in the future. But Mr. Anderson only agreed on one strict condition. Leo had to show up at the bakery before the sun rose every single day. Now, it seems so simple on paper, right? Mix the flour, knead the dough, bake perfectly. Actually, scratch that. It only sounds simple. The physical reality took a massive toll. Leo's hands constantly ached from kneading, and those early batches, they were completely ruined. They were either coming out way too hard or way too soft. He felt incredibly defeated, and honestly, he almost quit. But he remembered his father's words. He realized that knowledge, just like success, has to be earned through painful repetition. Every single mistake was just a necessary lesson. And eventually, that persistence really does pay off. But then, the landscape changes. Enter trial 3, adapting to market competition. Just as Leo finally found his footing by renting a small home oven, a flashy new competitor named Eric opened up a well-funded shop right in town. We're talking colorful signs, beautiful cake designs, the whole shebang. Leo's sales immediately started dropping, and he was terrified. I mean, who wouldn't be? But he didn't panic. Instead, he iterated. He started asking his customers for feedback on what they actually liked about Eric's shop. Then, Leo used his hard-earned savings to paint his own cart, went right back to offering those free samples, and, brilliantly, went to the local library to watch videos on how to decorate cakes. He completely upskilled just to match the market demand. And this adaptability, it fueled an absolutely incredible upward trajectory. Just look at this. From selling Mr. Anderson's bread on foot in week 1, to buying a small transport cart in month 2, to renting that home oven by month 3. And finally, by month 6, achieving his ultimate dream, opening his very own welcoming storefront called Leo's Fresh Bakes with his family right by his side. It's a huge, huge win. But this perfect milestone kind of sets the emotional stakes for the disaster that's about to strike. Which brings us to trial 4, rising from the ashes. One stormy night, absolute catastrophe hits. A fire breaks out near the oven in Leo's shop.
He manages to put out the flames, but man, much of his hard-earned equipment is just heavily damaged. He calculates his savings and quickly realizes it's just not enough to replace what he lost. He is literally at the absolute brink of giving up. In his heartbreak, he seeks out the retired Mr. Anderson for advice. And Mr. Anderson delivers this incredibly powerful mentorship moment. He says, "You've taught yourself that nothing is free, work harder, believe in yourself, and people will believe in you too." He reminds Leo that his true asset isn't his physical equipment at all, it's his own resilience. And this reveals what is arguably the ultimate business asset: community goodwill. Leo decides to rebuild. He doesn't sit around waiting to be rescued. He scrappily starts baking at home again with whatever little equipment he has left. And seeing this absolute refusal to quit, the townspeople are deeply inspired. They actually step up, donating ingredients, money, and labor to help clean and repair the bakery. He literally leverages the goodwill he built over all those months to rebuild his shop even better than it was before.
So, what can we extract from this entire story? Let's distill the lessons down into 4 rules for success. Here are 4 foundational principles that you can apply to your own life right now. Number 1, dreams require hard work and sacrifice. Nothing is ever just handed to you. Number 2, failure is just a chance to learn and grow stronger. Just like Leo's ruined early batches of bread. Number 3, help yourself first and others will support you. We saw that perfectly with the incredible community reaction after the fire. And number 4, never give up, because the darkest moments often precede success. In fact, at Leo's grand reopening, the town mayor publicly praised him for embodying exactly these traits, calling him a true symbol of hope for the town. Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought. Nothing is free, but everything is possible. It's an incredibly powerful mindset to carry with you. Everything, whether it's success, respect, or personal growth, it all has to be earned with patience and persistence. So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. How do you plan to apply Leo's unstoppable mindset to your own ambitions today? Thank you so much for joining me, and keep fighting for those dreams.